He had said that the Gemara that it says that we have Olvin Beinim Lovim Shom Cherposom Bein Mishivin, person who is disgraced and doesn't disgrace to others. He listens to his disgrace and he doesn't respond. Then Osimi Avo. They do from Avo. Usmech B'Yisurim, he says each one corresponds to one of the Avos HaKadoshim. Okay? He says Yaakov was what? Was Onov. Because he was a Nirdaf, because he was pursued. He never pursued anyone, he was pursued. Avram was what? Osimi Avo. Avram's Oavi. Hashem refers to him as my beloved. Oavi. He loved me. That's Osimi Avo. Oavi. Avram's Oavi, the Pasuk. And he says, he quoted the Medrash we left off, that Yitzchak was Yisurim. And this is Vatechene Einov. That Yitzchak asked for Yisurim. He asked that Hashem should give him suffering. And that's when he became blind. So he said, quote, V'omer Medrash, Yitzchak Chidesh Yisurim. Yitzchak introduced Yisurim, suffering. Why? Person sins, he doesn't have the ability to be atoned. Hevi Yisurim Olav, she's kapir. Bo'odom, HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought Yisurim upon him, suffering that he should have be atoned. Omer HaKadosh Baruch Hu chayecho, dovetov, tovato. What you ask for is something very good. You're going to be the first one to suffer. You're going to be the first one. It's interesting. We're talking about real suffering. I mean, the Gemara says that if you put your hand in your pocket and take out the wrong coin, that's Yisurim. We're not talking about that. I mean, that happened before Yitzchak. We're speaking about something that's recognized as truly suffering. People had disappointments. Okay? That's suffering at some level. But this kind of suffering, we're talking about true pain, right? That, starting from you. These characteristics we find by the Avos HaKadoshim, those who are disgraced and don't disgrace others. It cleanses the neshama from sins. These people have these characteristics. Those who love him will come out and radiate like the sun at its strongest point. Says entry. There's nothing that radiates like the sun. There's nothing that's removed from physical existence like the sun in terms of distance. Right? In terms of its distance from the world. There's nothing as distant, because it would be any closer, the world would be just totally burnt. Okay? It's something, its essence radiates. It's like, it's guf zohar. It's a body that radiates. There's nothing tangible. It's all what it was in the sun. It's made up of it's unclear what it is. It's gases, explosions, that creates a level of heat which causes this radiance. That's what the sun is. It's not a tangible. Or the planets, whatever you could state. It's a substance. Person who possesses these three characteristics. Anovo, Avo, and Yisurim. These three? No, two separate things. No. There's no logical flow. Smech b'Yisurim. You accept. Smech b'Yisurim. You recognize the value. I'd say that's also to a degree. It's a level of anivus, right? Something happens to a person. What, I'm not good enough? Why is God punishing me? Right? This is the first quote. What do you mean, why is God punishing? Are you so perfect? So a person not recognizing his shortcomings, saying it's a lack of humility. Because if you truly be humble, you'd recognize and see who you are. No. Yeah. Correct. Okay. we don't necessarily have to know in order. Talking about Anivos is we said earlier, that's the most fundamental. That's the most fundamental. And then we speak about love that motivates you. Right? That's chosid. That's onov chosid. Chosid is love. Right? Right? We're going to two extreme. We're talking about Avram is love. That's asay tov. That's doing good. We say surmei rav asay tov. Remove yourself from the negative, do good. So a person, why does he do the wrong thing? I have a right. I'm entitled to do what I want. But that's a lack of what? Of humility. Person's truly humble. You feel you have no right. Thank God I exist. I feel fortunate. That's the person who's truly humble. Person who's not lacking that, he never has enough. Because that's a sense of what? Of self-worth. I deserve more. Right? But that's lacking in our neighbors. So the chosid is avo. That you don't pursue someone else, you negated, although you're pursued, that's what? That's anivos. That's total negation. There's a person who's removed from the physicality. Zohu nelav veinu olev. Who's removed from physicality? Nelav. What am I? Right? That's negation. V'dovzu anovo ala novo. This is the ultimate. To be disgraced, person is humble, is humble. But here you're being hit over the head, you're being disgraced, and not to respond. You're pursued, and you don't pursue others. This is an exaggerated level of humility. Midzos midu habisa pshitos. This is the ultimate pshitos, meaning is there's no profile. An Orav, he has no profile. I am nothing. Go ahead. There was self-defense. He would have been killed. Something else. He wants a bracha.
It wasn't self-defense.
No, but it wasn't because he was pursuing him. He says, I want you to go. He understands who the man is. I want a bracha. Because it was the question of the birthright at that point. Thank you. It's like the Chofetz Chaim says. Rabbi Chonon asked him, does he have Ruach HaKodesh? That's what Rabbi Chonon asked the Chofetz Chaim. He says, I'm not sure, I don't know if I have Ruach HaKodesh, but you definitely had. He says, one thing I'll tell you, anar bin ich nicht. A fool I'm not. Okay, Yaakov, as humble as he was, when it came to ask for what's rightfully his, the birthright, it's now or never. And that's what he asked for. I'm not letting you go to give me the bracha. That's what he says. Your name will no longer be Yaakov, be Yisrael. That's what the angel said to him. Without this level of Yisurim. Avram and it was different. It was a different kind of Yisurim. It was a different kind of Yisurim. If you take a look in the Midrash, when Sarah was taken by Paro, what's name was plenty worried, Avram Avinu, that she was going to be raped. He was plenty worried. Each one went into a corner. Sarah went in her corner. Avram went in his corner, and they both cried and it was spalling. He told me Yisur means where you actually you're physically affected. Right? What is love? Love causes you to be attached to the one that you love. It's an attachment. Dveikus. A person recognizes, the deficiency he has, and this will remove the deficiency, will purge him, will rehabilitate him. A person goes and exercises, and afterwards he aches, his muscles ache. But he understands ultimately this is in his best interest. This will strengthen his body. Having these three characteristics, you're totally pure. He will be like the sun. He said the sun is removed from all physicality. Okay? No, Onav has nothing to do with Yisur. No, but I'm saying a person who's an Onav, he can deal with Yisurim. Why? Why do I deserve to be pained? He, why do you understand to be pained? Let's say God forbid a person has a financial loss. He says, why is God doing it to me? Right. When you're so perfect. I mean, who makes that kind of comment? A person who's truly humble is not going to make that kind of comment. If he does, he's going to try to figure out where he went wrong. That's the only basis for such a comment. Not with a claim, well, why do I deserve it? It's not why do I deserve it. Nobody's perfect. But who recognizes that he's not perfect? The more humble you are, the more you recognize how imperfect you are. Chesed is always doing. Osa chesed im kono. You do more.
The reason why you want the Yisurim is that you want to purge yourself from any impurity.
I mean, of course.
Something here, something in the future.
No, but it's even more than that. It's even more than that. Cleanse yourself. You have to be cleansed to have a greater level of, to have a relation with Hashem here in this world, in your life. You have to be more perfect. The more perfect you are, the greater the relationship is. It's not only for the world to come, it's even this world. Right? What did the Navi, what did Hashem communicate with him? Because he was more perfect. So it's for here, it's not for there necessarily. But only the Onav could recognize that. Without Anivas, you can't recognize that. Hashem focuses on everybody. Even the Russia, who doesn't get Yisurim, focus. But Hashem has a reason why he's not giving Yisurim. Because maybe he's throwing them to the dogs. Right? You know? That's, the famous Aruch HaKodesh. Kashi Yasser Hashem is, right? Kein Hashem el kechem. Kashi Yasser Ishes B'no Kein Hashem el kechem Yasreko. So the Aruch HaKodesh says, you see another person's child is doing the wrong thing. Do you get upset? Do you discipline him? It's not your child. Your child does the same thing. You'll discipline him. Why? Because this is my child. That's not my child. When Hashem punishes Klal Yisrael, doesn't punish the world. It's the same affair. Kasher Yasser Hashem, right? Right? Kein Hashem elokech miyasreko. Kasher Yasser Ishes B'no, like a man disciplines his child, Kein Hashem elokech miyasreko. Because it's Bonam Atem L'Hashem elokechem. Because we're God's children, therefore he disciplines us differently than he disciplines the nations of the world. Hashem focuses on everyone. There's a famous word from the Chassam Sofer. The Gemara says in Brochus, Kol hanitzroch lebrios, ponav mishtanim l'kama gavonim. So literally, the way it's understood, a person who has to come on to other people, unfortunately, his face turns many colors. Face turns many colors. If you have to come on to somebody else. And more quotes a posuk, Bono be'ishu b'mayim, hirkafta enesh al-roshenu. We've been through fire and water, man is sitting on our heads. If you have to come on to people, as they say, tzochan vei, if you need somebody else's favor. So, kol hanitzrach lebrius ponav mishtanim l'kama gavonim. It's more brachos. So the Chassam Sofer says, if that's the case, if that's what Marz say, kol hatzorich lebrios, one who needs others, your face turns many colors. It says kol hanitzrach. So he says it seems a person who's needed by others, your face turns many colors. He says, what does it mean? He says a person's a rov. With one person he acts sternly. With another person he's a lot softer. Each person, based on what he needs, he has different faces. He's more stern, more serious, more direct. Another person, much more softer. He evaluates the person, and based on what that person needs, that's the way he interacts with that person. Same thing with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Each person has his own prescription, what he needs. Based on who the person is, Hashem knows what each person needs. That's what he deals with each person individually. This person maybe has the ability to deal with that, the Yisurim. Other person not. So therefore, each person needs it. This person doesn't need it. But only, as we say, only God knows that. But that's, again, God, why are you picking on me? Hashem is not picking on anybody. But that has to do with humility also. Understanding that, besides bitachon, even if a person has belief, but still, you could believe everything, but in terms of internalizing it, it's based on, who you are, how humble you are. Okay? There's an expression in English, you bite the bullet and you go on. So sometimes biting the bullet may be very painful, but you understand, once you bite it, afterwards you can go on. Sometimes it's worth that exaggerated pain for the moment, otherwise, rather than deal with a lesser level of pain, but it's forever that pain, the lesser level of pain. It's like, a person, God forbid, the house is burning down, and the alarm goes off. It's such a shrill, you nearly could lose your hearing. That's how painful the sound is. And when the person first wakes up, he's upset. Here's, who's disrupting his sleep. Then he realizes the house is burning down. It woke him up. He's able to save his life. Hashem gives people wake-up calls. Sometimes they have to get hit over the head. But when do you hear the wake-up call? Right? If you have humility, then you hear the wake-up call. Okay, rolling.